everybody, it's Maya, and today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful juicy watermelon summer look. And yeah, let's just get into it. So you're going to want to start with your base, going in with the watermelon dewdrops from Glow Recipe. The key to a great makeup routine is obviously the beginning, your skin prep. Just leaves the skin looking so glowy and it feels so plump. Then you're going to want to grab your primer. I'm using the PYT primer today. This one is very liquidy, kind of water-based, but it's going to help my skin look a little bit more glowy opposed to matte like the pore filling primers. Now that the skin is prepped, we're going to move on to our base. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm a little bit sick, so my skin is very dry recently, so I haven't really been in the mood for foundation just because it's going to look dry, especially around my nose and my mouth. So I'm just going to be using concealer today, and this is my all-time favorite concealer. It's the One Size concealer, and I have it in the shade 3. This is mattifying, smoothing. It has amazing coverage. I've been wearing it as if it was a foundation, but it's just one less product that I do have to use. Taking this really big fluffy brush, and I'm going to start with the bottom half of my face, and I'm going to leave the eyes for last, just so they can get the most amount of coverage. I love pairing a glowy primer with a more matte base product. I think they end up blending out so beautifully. Like, you don't look too glowy and you also don't look too matte at the end of your makeup. You kind of just have like this skin-like beautiful finish on your face. Just taking this little stippling brush, this isn't going to blend it. I'm just going to kind of drag it down and just put it in the spots that I want it to go, and then we're going to use a bigger brush to finish the blend. This has kind of been my routine lately. And back to the big brush. Now I'm just going to finish the blend and push it into the skin. Moving on to bronzer, I'm going in with this LYS bronzing stick, and I have mine in the shade Harmony. Just applying a little bit of this because it is a little bit of a deeper shade. I did get it in an Ipsy bag, so it's not my perfect shade, but it still works and I like it a lot. To blend that out, I'm using my Rare Beauty foundation brush. Love this foundation brush. I have been using it less and less for foundation and more so for blending out my cream products, just because that huge brush that I just showed you guys, I've been using that as foundation, like to blend out my foundations and stuff. I just like to switch it up. I've been using this brush for like 2 or 3 years now, and I just like to switch things up so I'm not just doing the same thing forever. I kind of like that the shade's a little bit deeper because it is kind of a little bit harsh, and then once I go and set things down with powder, I don't have to go in with a powder bronzer on top just because the cream is still showing through. For my nose recently, I've been loving to put my bronzer just right across my nose, just like this. I think that obviously it's not blended out. I think it makes my nose look the most flattering because it kind of just like pushes that back. Like, my nose shape is not the ideal nose shape in beauty standards, but I have been loving it so much more recently. And if you have a nose like mine that doesn't curve up and it just goes down, then just know that it is a beautiful nose. I have struggled with my nose for so long. Sometimes when I take pictures in my side profile, I'm like, it's actually kind of pretty. Like, it's cute. Just love your nose if you are struggling with that. That's the main reason I got my nose pierced to begin with, is to bring a little bit more attention to my nose because I didn't like it. And I specifically got it on my on my bad side, just so I would like my bad side of my face a little bit better. Going in with this Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Happy. If this isn't the perfect watermelon shade, I don't know what is. And I'm using this Real Techniques Instapop face brush to blend that out. I love this brush for blending out liquid blushes. The whole thing just gets on there and it's blended out kind of like in one tap. And I just love how this color looks on my skin. It is so flattering. It's kind of like a peachy hot pink, and I kind of like that the blush looks very intense on the sides as well, because when you do go over it with powder, it is going to still remain a little bit there. And then before we set it all down, I'm gonna go in with my Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. I need a new one, like now. I went to the Kohl's and Sephora last week, and they had the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, but there was no actual boxes being sold. It was just the one that was just sitting there, like the tester. So I was really upset because I'm like, I barely see anyone use this eyeshadow primer. Why is it not there? This just happened to me before filming. My amazing favorite Rare Beauty highlight is now nothing. I just sat down to film and it just fell right off of my vanity and onto the floor and shattered, and there was no saving it. I know you could save your powder products if they shatter, but my floor was a little bit dirty and I wasn't trying to mix floor dust in hair and all of that with my favorite highlighter, so I'm gonna have to pick up another one of these as well. Unfortunately, it's like $20, but it's my favorite. I need another one. I'm gonna powder my face with this super old powder. This was like my first ever powder. I received this in an Ipsy bag. I believe it was my first Ipsy bag, if not my second one. It's the Ciate London Extraordinary powder because I ran out of my Pixie powder and I also am running out of my e.l.f. Halo Glow powder. I need to go shopping at Sephora or Ulta today and pick up some replacements because this powder is also about to run out as well. Set these under eyes. Over top of powder products or cream products, I like to dab instead of swiping. I feel like it preserves the pigment of the cream products underneath. I'm going to take this brand new blush palette that I received in my Ipsy bag. It's the Whispering Rose palette and it's by Violet Voss. And can you guess which shade I'm going to grab? I think we all know. It's obviously this cute watermelon pink shade. I'm gonna load up my brush, but I'm not going to apply a hell of a lot of product. I'm just kind of gonna stamp it along the edge of my face. I do love bringing my blush on my apples as well, but lately I've been finding this technique to be a little bit more flattering and less intense in person. And then I'm going to very lightly brush where I contoured my nose just to enhance the contour a little bit. And then whatever's left over, I'm going to bring it right onto my apples. Kind of like a gradient effect. It's going from like light to super intense. I'm going to take this Kosas Cloud Set powder. You can take any pressed powder. And I'm also going to take it on the powder puff. And this is going to help kind of carve out where the blush went a little bit too far. Also kind of tone it down a little bit. It's still super intense, but this technique has definitely transformed my makeup for the better. And now I'm going to take just a little bit and just finish carving out underneath the bronzer. It's just going to help brighten it up a little bit, sharpen the line ever so slightly. As for highlight, I was gonna use the Rare Beauty highlight, but instead I'm gonna go into this Huda Beauty palette and pull this shade right here. This shade is absolutely stunning. It is just super pink and pearly and beautiful, and yeah, it looks really pretty as a highlight. I'm gonna pick up the Rare Beauty highlighter brush. The brush is barely on my face, like it's just very lightly brushing over top, and I'm focusing it mostly near the blush because for me, I'm super pale and highlighters tend to be a little bit dark on me sometimes. So if it was dark, I don't think this one is, but if it was, it's within the blush and bronzer, so it's not like when I turn to the side it's like all up here and it's super dark. But I just want a little hint. It's very subtle. And then finish off on the nose. The base looks absolutely amazing. I need to zoom in and show y'all because my base literally has not looked any more perfect in so long. Like, I've just been so sick and dry and my base has just looked awful the past couple days, but look at this. So pretty. So like there's nothing Like, I don't see any imperfection on my face right now, and I'm in love. Let's get into these eyes. So obviously I had to pull out this fruit palette. I wore this look yesterday. I did not use any eyeshadow. I just used my graphic liners, but this eyeshadow palette has a watermelon on it, and it also has this really pretty pink shade in it as well. So this is the shade Juicy. Really just like coat the inner corner. This is going to look better once I have the rest of the look on. I'm all for a pink inner corner. I've done it before and it's looked really great. Look, I look kind of sick. So I'm gonna go back into the Rose Quartz palette and pick up the same highlighter shade and coat that so it's nice and shimmery and bright. There's just a little bit of darkness happening on my nose. It's kind of looking like a nose contour in a way. So I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna take this super pale pink shade and put that over top as well, and hopefully it'll combat that darkness, and it definitely did. And we're going to be going in with these right here, these ColourPop cream gel colors. I got these for Christmas. They came in a ColourPop cream gel color vault, so it came with, I believe, 9 shades. Unfortunately, you can't buy them individually, but you can buy the vault. It was sold out last time I looked, so I don't know if it still is sold out, but that's where I got them from, just so you guys know. I'm gonna go in with this pink shade first on this. I'm gonna use the same liner brush for all the shades, just this angled eyeliner brush. Pick up some of that pink, and we're gonna line the entire eye and wing it out. So just starting on the outer edge, and then you want less product when you do the inner, just so you have less chance of messing up, I guess. So just stay super close to your lash line, and it's okay if it's not perfect. You just want that pink to be all over your entire eye. And then now we're gonna create our wing. Brush like this definitely helps if you are struggling with eyeliner. I would say get a brush like this because it just creates the perfect shape, and it has a nice point as well. So I'm kind of just like roughly sketching until it turns into something that I kind of like. And then you could take your fingernail and really point it out, kind of just like buff away the excess. It's okay if it's not perfect though, because the green is going around it. Go in and fix it, reshape it, do whatever for your eye shape. And this formula of eyeliner is really amazing. It's so creamy and so pigmented and very, very easy to get a nice wing with it. Now I'm going to clean off my brush just on this tissue that I have. And then I like these 2 green shades. I like how this one is super vibrant and this one is super like foresty green, but I don't like them on their own for this look, so I'm gonna mix them together because I think mixed together it would create the perfect little shade. I'm gonna start with the dark one. Just kind of like soak my brush in that and then go into the light, and it kind of like mixes itself on the brush. And now I'm going to line underneath the pink. Just be nice and careful. Take your time. You're not in a rush if you're doing something like this. I think that on its own is really pretty. It's super subtle and it does scream watermelon. So I'm going to do the other side just like that, and I'll decide if I want to do any more. So you could leave it like this, or you could take it and put it on the top as well. But I think I really like it like that. I think that looks really cute. You could also take this in this area of your eye and create like more intense graphic liner that way, but I just think like this is what I'm most comfortable with. I'm gonna fix the inner corner. I don't really, the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm not liking it as much. So whatever is left in this Rare Beauty highlight, because there is still some powder in there, I'm gonna pick up a fluffy brush and just sort of create my inner corner shimmer and put it right on top of it just so it's not so dark in there. Totally up to you or not. I do any look with this. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Crystal Reflector, and I always just love shimmer. So I'm just adding a little bit. It's kind of like really subtle because from afar you can't see it really, but when you get up close you just see that really thin shimmer, and it's so pretty. All of my looks include this. Going in with this Perfect Brow Duo by Kosas, the Air Brow and the Brow Pop, or the other way around. So what I do for my brows, basically I just draw a line underneath going all the way. Then I'll lightly fill them in anywhere else like that, and that's not done. Don't worry. Same on this side. Draw your line underneath. Because my brows, I do have lots of brow hairs, but they are kind of sparse, especially the front and just for my arches as well. It's definitely really sparse. And then I'll take a spoolie and then just disperse the product and make it look not so intense. And then if you like need some cleanup, I just use my fingers, and you could use concealer, but I'm not too particular when it comes to my brows, as long as they don't look in your face. Like, they just need to be filled in because they're just a little too sparse for me. And then taking the Kosas brow gel now in the shade Dark Brown. This kind of just like coats them and puts a tint on them, and it helps fill in where you didn't fill in already. This has been my all-time favorite mascara lately. It's the Complex Culture Executive Level Mascara. It looks like this. I was genuinely terrified of this. I did not use it for a little bit when I first got it in an Ipsy bag, and I'm like mad because this has been my holy grail mascara. I just ditched all my other ones. I have so many, but this one just does it for me. It truly coats every lash and makes it all look so fluttery and long and pretty, and there's no clumping, there's no anything else. It's just really pretty, and it has never smudged on me or flaked or any of that. How this kind of looks like a watermelon on the side of my eye. All you need to do is add some seeds. You can add black dots if you want, if you actually want it to be a watermelon. For the bottom, I like to just take the tip of it and just sort of drag it across, and then I'll coat them out just so it's not clumpy. Once the lashes are dry, I have mentioned this in a previous video, but I just sort of take my fingers and stand them up, and now they're super intense. I'm going to take the Refined Lip Sculpt in the shade Rosewood. I have not used this in a while because I honestly just do my makeup before work and I want something that's going to last all day, so I've just been using the NYX Shine Loud in Magic Maker. My lips need a break from that because it is just so drying and long wearing on the lips. Doing that every day is just going to dry your lips out. This lip liner does not fade, as well as the lip oil does not fade, but it's not going to be like a full-on pigment forever. Overline to your like, I always make the sides of my lips a little bit bigger. That's where my insecurity lies because my lips are pretty full on the top and the bottom. Like, this middle portion is pretty full, but the sides are really thin. So I kind of just even that out. For the bottom, I don't overline on the sides, just under here. Use my finger just to blend it, make it a little bit more smooth. I always make sure they're even by smiling. They look kind of even. And now I'm going to take the Rare Beauty Lip Oil in Wonder. The shade is absolutely perfect for this look. And you can also use these as blushes if you didn't know. They are stunning as blushes. Look at that beautiful shade. This is stunning. I love this lip combo together. Like the rosy brown mixed with the hot pink. It is so beautiful. And this lip combo will fade throughout the day just a little bit, but it's going to have this stain still, and it's really all I am worried about. And this is the finished look. What do y'all think? I am obsessed with this so freaking much. It's so pretty. Like the base is just so smooth. Like it looks glowy and matte at the same time, but it looks so like radiant and blended. And I love the little watermelons and my lips and just everything about this look. So pretty. It's been a while since I sat down and actually did my makeup like fully and just felt pretty in a while. Yeah, I really want to get back on track with doing tutorials. I've just been doing product reviews lately and things like that, and I stopped doing actual makeup tutorials as well as like get ready with me's, where I just sort of have fun with makeup and it's not, you need to buy this or you shouldn't buy this and this product is good, this product isn't great, sort of things. Just using my makeup collection and creating fun looks. I think I want to transform into doing that, so I buy less. So if you guys are interested in seeing these kinds of videos more, I definitely will be making them like crazy. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I literally am 2 subscribers away from 500. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!